I just wanted to share more about visibility in your business and why it's so important. Also about being a key person of influence as well as it's so important to be seen in your business to get the most opportunities. So visibility is a key part of Awaken the Vision Within, about the book that I'm writing, because if you're not seen, how are you going to gain opportunities, whether they are resources for your business, whether it is to be seen by potential clients. So, and there are various different ways that you can become visible. So, are you visible enough? That's one thing that you need to ask yourself. Or are you maybe hiding? So, first of all, maybe I should just clarify what is visibility, just in case you don't know. So, when you're actually out in business, and let's say you're going networking or you're in front of a potential client, you need to be able to show up. You need to be able to speak your truth, speak exactly what you believe in. You need to remove any judgment and recognize your value and that of others, and see everybody as an equal. So when you're going networking, you want to be able to share exactly what you can do and not hold back. And not think, better be careful about what I say here, because that might be a bit, misunderstood or whatever. You want to actually put it in a way that that person understands. But you want to be proud of what you know about and be non-judgmental to yourself about, are they going to think I'm a bit weird saying these different things, especially if you are a spiritual entrepreneur who may be sharing some newer techniques that people don't necessarily 100% grasp. You might have to put some more science in, for example, for them to actually get it to be convinced that it's an interesting thing. So how visible are you in your business, or are you hiding? One way of showing that somebody's hiding, obviously when I go networking, I'll if I'm going to connect with somebody, I'll say, if you're on Facebook, say, what, is your profile picture? Is it you? Are you a cat, a dog, a child, horse? And they'll usually start laughing and say, oh, I'm a horse or I'm a cat or whatever, because actually part of an issue is that they don't want to be seen fully, so they actually hide themselves in that profile picture. And I'm so used to it happening that, and so that's why I'll ask the question as a bit of a joke to find out, because most people haven't actually got the full photograph done by a professional photographer, etc. Because there is an aspect of them that is actually not feeling as confident as they could be about what they're doing, so they will hide part of themselves from being seen. So also, if they're wanting to do Facebook Lives, for example, they may not be being seen, and then they're going, oh, I'll do a Facebook Live tomorrow, I don't know, I can't face it. And actually those sort of fears are actually what I would work with an individual on a one-to-one basis to get them through those fears. Some very cool techniques I can do very quick to get a person to be much better on camera doing those things. So it's also about how are you valuing your wisdom. That's what visibility is about. Is that if you're not valuing your wisdom, then actually you won't be as visible. You won't be wanting to share it as much. When you value it, think everybody needs to know this information, I'm going to get myself out there. When you've got that drive behind you, you'll be getting out there and be wanting to rock up in all different sorts of places and having that confidence, oozing confidence about what you're offering as well. So how could you be more visible is one thing you need to ask yourselves. Or are you actually a bit scared? If you are scared, that's absolutely okay. But there are techniques you can use or work with one-to-one, to actually get over those issues. You need to recognise there's an issue and deal with it. Otherwise, you'll be going round in circles for quite a long time, not getting yourself being visible. So you have to ask yourself, what is sabotaging your success? What is sabotaging you becoming more visible, whether that's writing articles to a larger audience, whether it's doing a video into somebody else's group, whether it's standing on stage when we're allowed to, and giving a talk to 100 people. You need to ask yourself, what are the underpinning limiting beliefs that are stopping you from being seen? Because the more that you are seen, the more opportunities that will come to you, the more people you'll be able to serve through your business. So I've got a little acronym for visibility, okay, like I've got acronyms for everything within Awaken the Vision Within the book. So the V is about valuing your wisdom, okay, so you want to be able to share your wisdom from the heart knowing that what you understand to be true, that you're sharing it and you are valuing that. So you will actually take money, for being paid for what you're doing, but you're actually going, this is important. You need to understand this. You'll be ill if you don't understand this, for example. Yeah. So the I of being visible is about informing an intent. So informing others about what you do and why, and intending that people understand what you do and why. You might have so there's a great book by Bob Berg called The Go-Giver. And The Go-Giver is all about, it's a parable basically, different things there. A story about this young salesman who is very much a go-getter rather than a go-giver. And it looks at the different lessons he got within that particular book. Ultimately, the things like, you take more value in the payment than you receive. Give more value than the payment you receive is one of the principles. Be able to receive is another one of the principles. So if you inform other people about what you do, you have to be willing to be giving as part of the strategy of what you're doing. So you might give as part of your visibility, you might give a free resource, or you might give 15 minutes of your time to support somebody, or you might give a little bit of guidance to move somebody on to the next stage. So you're seen as a giver, basically. Okay, you're not always taking from somebody else. Yeah. But you have to be an open receiver, that you will receive when somebody offers something to you, that you'll receive it from them as well. So you might want to influence people in different ways as well. So the strategy for being seen, which is the S of the visible, is about, well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to be seen more? So you need to have a written strategy about how you're going to do it. And that form part of your business plan, basically. So are you going to be writing particular magazines, going on various blog posts, people's podcasts, etc.? No, don't leave your ideas in your head. Put them down on paper and think, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to reach a much bigger audience? Because as you've got a bigger audience, then more people can come to work with you through that process a quicker way. Also, this is about being influential in your industry as well. So if you are a top fashion designer, that you've actually join the influential bodies around that, with like Vogue for example. Yeah, if you're in construction, it'd be the construction professional bodies, etc., would be an influential body that you would join. But you want to be seen as an expert, basically. The B of visible is about beliefs and understanding what beliefs you are holding true, or lies that you're saying to yourself about your visibility. You might be saying, yeah, I'm visible, everyone can see me, but actually you know that you're shirking back a bit. You're really not doing as much as you could do to get yourself out there. So you need to ask yourself about that as well. You also want to look at the L, which is lessons. What lessons can you learn? Because actually, if you're maintaining a limiting belief about something, so that will stop. So I mustn't be seen. If I'm seen, people might find me. No, people do think that, by the way. Then you need to learn from that, saying, of course, people find me. People can find me on the street. It doesn't matter whether they're finding me on Facebook. It's okay for me to be seen. So often you find that people are, we've got two different Facebook profiles. So, they want to keep everything private and things separate. And actually, it's like, you're one person. You're not several. People can physically see you out and about around the world when we're not locked down, of course. So the E of visible is about entertaining and enlightening others. And so how can you entertain your audience by the knowledge that you want to share, so that they actually are drawn in to want to work with you, that they are encouraged wanting to chat with you about things, the fact that you want to enlighten them by the information that you have. So if you've got very deep wisdom, which I have to pass on, I have to work out, well, how do I share that with other people? Yes, I can have a Facebook group, that's great, it's my group, I have control over, etc., where this is going to go. but I also look for other opportunities about where I can add value to somebody else who doesn't do the same thing as me, but has maybe the same ideal client. So we can support each other and work together with them, and that allows me to be visible. So I'll happily go and do a video interview in somebody else's group, for example, or write a blog post, etc. So make sure that you're giving the right content about what you're doing to the right audience, and that'll then build your business and show your visibility that you're getting out there. So just to recap, being visible is all about getting yourself out there in a much bigger way, changing your beliefs, because if you've got a belief of I don't like being on camera, I'm scared of doing a Facebook Live, no one wants to hear my story, it's boring, I don't have anything of interest to share, I'm awful with technology, they're all going to stop you from getting to the absolute people who need to hear everything about you, which just, is not going to serve you or serve them. You're here to support people. You're here to for you to earn a good wage through this. It's about serving others. If you're not serving others, not helping them, you might be leaving them sick, for example. That's not good. So you then want to look at changing, or the visibility will lead to sales. So the next acronym is SALES. Okay. Well, specialism is called sales, but the S of sales is about specialism and sales. Okay. That specialism is absolutely key to you being able to move forward with your business. So when you're being visible, you need to be specialized. You know where to target to get your word out in a refined, defined way. Okay. You don't need to have a fear about specialising. It's absolutely fine. Specialise makes it so much easier to connect, makes others easier to connect with you by doing that specialism. You can also have a wisdom system. So like I've got the visionary system. The vision bit stands for the, and work with people about being visionary, intuitive, spiritual, influencers, oracles, and networkers. I'm just going to remember it then. That's my overarching wisdom system that I'm working with through all the different products and services I'm offering them. I'm helping people be visionary, okay? But within that, I've got mini wisdom systems like what the sales one I'm talking about now, that's explaining different aspects. And obviously when the whole book comes out, it will explain it in even more detail and bring all the different things to connect. Ultimately, you want to also have, as part of the specialist sales, you want to have the belief of master salespeople as well. Now, there's various beliefs that they have. I just want to share some of those with you. So those beliefs are, I love buying what I want. That this is what you're saying as a salesperson when you're being visible, saying this. I love buying what I want. I love paying for what I want. I love being sold to well. I love what I'm selling. Anyone who doesn't buy this is crazy. At the price it is, it's fantastic. I'd buy it immediately. Because if you're not exuding that yourself, law of attraction means you won't be getting the true parity back. If you have a resistant belief within you of actually people buying from you, you will actually be repelling them from your thought patterns. Okay? So you need to have really solid sales beliefs yourself. The A of sales is to allow and appreciate. You can be a bit too engrossed in your own story and not want the audience to find you. And actually you want the audience to be able to find you. You have to allow the audience to find you, okay? You need to appreciate who you are. You need to link your pitch to your micro niche or specialism and allow others to know who your ideal client is so they can find clients for you. So you're not having to do it all by yourself, which is exhausting, quite frankly. You need to put yourself in the shoes of your ideal client. You need to learn the skills to be a fabulous salesperson and keep your self-worth high. It's easier to sell other things than your own. So you do need to find ambassadors who have used your service, who will then speak so highly of you. because it can be a bit self-conscious selling yourself. So other people selling for you can be much easier, but you want to sell from your heart. You want to be, nobody likes to be cold called. So this is about, showing your authenticity, and when you're ready, if you want to work, you can work with me. That I'd love you to. So know what you sell, the products, services, and to whom. Especially if you are doing a little bit more esoteric things, people won't necessarily know what a Reiki session is, or an EFT session, or whatever it is, or a chakra balancing session. They're like, going, what the hell's that? And then that will stop you from getting referrals as well. So part of your visibility is actually getting that message out in a way that is understood. And if you know that you want that people don't get it, then you need to change your communication so they do get it, they do understand it. Okay, so it's easy for people to understand. You want to work on your sales conversations. You want to look at how you bring joy to your customers, that you're interested in them, and that you'd be surprised them in some ways, because that delights them. Okay, the E of sales is about elevate. So put yourself out there, elevate yourself up from where you've been acting small. This is about elevating yourself up. This is about stepping out of your comfort zone. One way to step out of your comfort zone is write a book. I did. It's got my whole life story at the start of it. So many people know about all my little issues as well. But actually, has it served me? Yes, it has. It's great that it's there, and it's great that it's serving people around me. But you also want to be thinking about going for awards. You might want to collect testimonials from all your customers, so you're putting those out as well with pride. You might want to be a network leader, so you're seen as the head of the table, managing different situations. The S of sales is about speaking, social media, and sharing. So a key way to get leads is to do public speaking. Now, obviously, most of it is online at the moment because of what's going on, but whether you're online or whether you're offline, it's actually about being visible. At the moment, be visible in people's groups, be visible on people's pages when you're given those opportunities to do so, but align it with your clients and their clients. How can you add value to their clients? But then you're seen again and potentially get business as well. Obviously, if I was going to go into, a construction group, it wouldn't necessarily mean much to them what I was doing. Yeah, certain aspects would if I tailored it the right way. But you have to be very careful about how you tailor what you're saying into a particular group. So you may offer your services for free. You may offer services for paid. You really, from your self-worth perspective, want to be paid for as much as possible, though. You want to be selling through the room if you're doing public speaking offline, that people are, hearing what you're saying, go, God, I need what she's got. And they go, yes, please, I want that book, I want that program, etc. So you want to give a series of powerful talks, be regularly, talking in different places, regularly being seen online, in written form, and speaking as well. You want to ask the sales after a talk. Now, say who would like to buy the book, for example, who would like to buy the program, who would like to have a call with me after to talk about coming onto the program. So share on social media your professional photo about that's about being visible, but about sharing all your content in a regular way that will get you more visibility. So if you are inconsistent in sharing on social media, people go, I don't really know what their message they're trying to get out there. Whereas if you're consistently putting something out every day that's working towards it, supporting the audience you want to, eventually people go, God, I know that person. Wow, it's absolutely amazing what they're doing. Oh, I want to be part of that. Yeah. So do look at how you're sharing on social media and sharing that your content about what you've got to say. Because visibility is about you stepping into who you are and that confidence to do so. If you're not confident to be visible, if you're worried about it, then that's something to connect with me about, and I can certainly help you with that. Okay, so I hope you found that useful, and have a good day. Bye, everybody.